Welcome back at 8. What do we have? 8:39 right now. Live pictures from Dallas's mayor's back-to-school fair. Saul's there right now. A lot of kids picking up those preschool supplies. Well, it happens to celebrities. It can happen to anybody. Chemicals and some kinds of hairstyles can really hurt your hair. Let's not forget about the sun, the heat as well. Dr. DJ Verret is here to talk about some of the hazards. Now, we saw that picture of Naomi Campbell and we think, oh my goodness, what happened to her hair?
Well, the thought is by creating those really tight braids whenever she was younger, she has caused permanent hair loss, and that's actually a very common thing. The really tight braids cause what we call a traction alopecia, and once it happens, unfortunately, it is permanent.
Oh my gosh, that does look painful, and this is her hair as well.
Right, and you can see along her frontal hairline she has the same kind of thing going on.
So basically it's just pulling your hair too tight. So could this happen with like a ponytail?
Absolutely. If you have a really tight ponytail over long periods of time, you can cause the exact same thing.
Now, we're not talking about just like the ponytail when it's hot outside. We're talking about like where it's really, really slicked back and you're doing it every single day.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right. We have some other pictures. Let's see. We have Shakira, I think, and David Beckham.
And that's the kind of
these are the tight braids you're talking about.
The tight braids that we're talking about, correct. And those are the ones that over time can cause the traction alopecia and actually damage the hair follicle, the part that actually grows the hair, and cause long-term hair loss.
So what do we do? How do we avoid hair damage besides not doing the braids?
Well, yeah, you not do the braids. The other thing that we see very commonly are the chemical hair straighteners.
Okay,
and those can be very harsh, very similar to Drano, actually, and they can actually damage the hair. I made a little science project in honor of back to school. Yes, absolutely. So what the chemical straighteners do is they break the bonds between the molecules in the hair, if I can break the bonds here, and they actually straighten out the hair. Permanents, conversely, go ahead and recreate those bonds, and by doing that, you actually damage the hair. Now, it's been shown that the chemical hair straighteners over long periods of time can cause hair loss, and the permanents, if they irritate the scalp over long periods of time, also can cause hair loss.
So use them cautiously.
Use them very cautiously. The chemical hair straighteners and permanents at the least every 6 weeks to allow the hair to actually grow back out. Okay,
so it comes to washing our hair. What should we be using? I mean, do we need the expensive stuff, or can we use the cheaper stuff?
Actually, you can use the cheaper stuff. And if you're washing your hair, think of maybe once a week or twice a week.
And these are some you like here?
These are some I like. These are actually 2-in-1 shampoos, meaning that they both have a shampoo and a conditioner in it. So you kind of kill two birds with one stone. If people who have dry hair especially, maybe just wash once a week. With long hair, you only need to wash along the scalp itself. You don't need to wash the end of the hair.
Never really thought about that because it's so dry on the end, so you don't want to take away any kind of moisture that could be there. All right, let's talk about these are. Did you pull these from my bag? No. The flat iron, the curling iron.
The flat iron and the curling iron. Again, you want to use low heat. You also want to use them on dry hair, not wet hair, because wet hair will actually steam the hair and damage it. So you want to actually use it very sparingly. The mechanical straighteners, the heat warmers, you want to use maybe once a week, and the curling irons maybe once a day at most.
Okay, what about brushes here?
Use the comb, not the brush, and comb in short strokes near the hair.
Oh, near the hair, okay.
Yep.
And then conditioners. I mean, I feel like if I just keep putting this on my hair, just keep doing it, it'll help. It'll fix everything.
Well, it does fix. It actually does fix a lot. And using a conditioner, if you don't use a 2-in-1 shampoo or you have to use medicated shampoos, definitely using a conditioner is very useful. It helps to prevent hair damage. It recoats the hair so that it regains some of the natural grease which is provided by the scalp itself. Whenever it gets to the end, it's not replenished, so you can actually replenish it with the conditioner.
So some grease is good.
Some grease is actually good. Now, the thing you want to be careful of in the more expensive ones, sometimes they have additives that can be irritating. For instance, this is lavender, often can be irritating to the scalp, so you want to be a little bit careful.
All right. Thank you so much. You can find a link to Dr. Verret at myfoxgfw.com. Thanks for coming in. We appreciate it.
Well, thanks for having me.